Hello everyone and welcome to this video on F1 2020. We're using our PS5 but these settings are also perfect for PS4, and recently I've switched from using a Logitech G29 to a Fanatec CSL Elite. So I thought I'd make a quick video just to update you on the settings I use in-game and also the Fanatec Tuning Menu settings that I use for Formula 1 2020. So here are the tuning menu settings that I use, and you can access the tuning menu on the wheel itself by pressing the spanner button. So the first one you'll see is the S underscore and then a number. So F1 2020 I have as S underscore 2, and this basically just saves your setup. All you have to do is select S2 anytime you go into this particular game. So we've got the sensitivity or the SEN on auto. So this is basically the wheel rotation setting. So we've put that onto auto and we'll adjust that in-game as necessary. Force feedback we've got on 100. Drift mode, so basically this is a setting that enables you to speed up the rotation of the wheel if you put it in a positive number. So if you enjoy drifting and you need very quick changes of direction of the wheel, then you put this in positive, but we've got it at -3 as we're racing. Force effect intensity, so this is at 60. This is basically the effects of the road you feel, so the bumps and everything like that. The force, spring and damper are all kind of one. The force governs both the spring and the damper and is the overall strength of the force. The spring is the strength of the wheel pulling back to the center when you're going around a corner, and the damper is the overall weight of the wheel. Yeah, we've left all of those at 100 themselves. Shock, this basically is the strength of the vibrations through a rumble motor if you've got one in your wheel or on your pedals. On the PlayStation, this doesn't really add anything when playing F1 2020. And then over on the right we've got the brake level indicator. So this is something that only applies if you've got a rumble motor either in the wheel or the pedals, and we've got that set at 100, and basically what that means is when we achieve 100% braking we get a vibration through our brake pedal. So you can change this to any setting you want. So if you wanted to know when you were braking at 50%, you can change it to 50 and you get a vibration at 50. But we've got that 100 just so we know when we hit 100% braking. And then the brake force, this is something that's very individual and will completely depend on how firm you've got your brake and how you've adjusted the travel on it. So we've got this currently set at 82, but again every single person will have something different. So it's all depending on how you've calibrated your brake yourself. Okay, so let's see how that changes the in-game settings then. So if we go into preferences, controls, go into the CSL, edit. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the control scheme. So look back, we've got assigned as X. Obviously the gears are the paddle shifts. Activate, deactivate DRS, we've assigned that to L2. Pit limiter triangle, MFD circle, up, down, left and right for the MFD menu. And then L3 for overtakes. We've got both of the overtake and DRS on the left hand side, and it's very easy to switch either one of those with our left thumb. Calibration then, we've got a slight dead zone on our throttle. This is basically because if I rest my foot on the throttle in this game, it just adds a very slight input. So having the slight throttle dead zone just takes this away. Obviously you can edit this on your PC if you plug the wheel into the PC and do this through the wheel settings itself. But for me it's fine on other games, it's just on F1 it's a bit more sensitive, so that's why I've got that there. So the important ones then, vibration and force feedback. Obviously you want vibration and force feedback set to on. We've got the strength down to 65. So obviously we've got 100% force feedback on the wheel, so we've lowered that down a little bit in game. Then we've got the on-track effects at 10, the rumble strip effects at 30, the off-track effects at 20, the wheel damper at 10, Understeer enhance off. I just don't particularly like this setting when it's on. And at the moment we've got the maximum wheel rotation set to 400 degrees. A lot of players will prefer to have that with 360 degrees, but personally I feel it's just a little bit too sensitive through corners that aren't particularly sharp. And 400 degrees is fine. I can still achieve full lock through hairpins, no problem. Quick look at the MFD shortcuts as well. So we've got the car temperature panel as square, fuel mix increase and fuel mix decrease as R3 and R2. So obviously on this game where we've got the overtake button, we don't need to do too much fiddling with the ERS because we use the overtake button for that. And the fuel mix and the fuel mix increase and decrease is what we need to adjust through the race to try and save a bit of fuel so we can run a higher fuel mode on the straights, etc. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give a like and consider subscribing, and I will see you again soon.